Tim in Orlando, line two. Tim, you're live, bud. Good to hear from you.
Oh, this is great. Yesterday was Groundhog Day. Today is end of the end of the temporary status for Haitians. Oh wait, your D.C. judge just blocked it. Judge Reyes, that was an Obama appointee. She just blocked 500,000 Haitians from going back home and saving their country. Yep,
So
unbelievable.
she blocked. President Trump wanted to get rid of the temporary protective status for Haitians, and a district judge here in D.C. blocked it, and so they stay here forever.
Well, they've been here since 2010. So the earthquake was in 2010, and we gave them a 6-month temporary status so they could work and live and be safe. But then that got extended because they found out that they get counted for the census.
Right.
So now we have over 3 million Haitians that are on temporary status because it's good for the census, you know. But the reality of it was it let their country not get rebuilt. Now it's taken over by just gangs. There's no schools open in Haiti. There are no hospitals open in Haiti. Why would you want to live in Haiti now? You know.
Well, the Democrats have been so far ahead of of us in figuring out a long-term strategy to gain electoral power, and they're right there now. I mean, they're right there.
Right.
And President Trump said it yesterday. I think it was with that interview with Bongino, I think, on his podcast or whatever he's got now. Um,
Yeah.
but he said basically, if we don't get these illegals out, the Republicans are never going to win another election because the Democrats are so desperate now to get him to vote and do the census and everything else they do. And he's right. I mean, we're this close from never being able to win again. Their vision of perpetual power, they're right at the doorstep now. They need to
Oh yeah.
win
Well,
2 elections and we're done. We'll never win again.
yeah.
And they know it. And they're that close.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're good. And another spectrum of the news yesterday was that former Biden officials have all landed jobs with environmental NGOs after funneling money to them. So, I funnel $6 million to the John Fredericks Radio Network, and then the next I'm in the government. I find a grant for you, and then the next year I quit and work for you. Isn't that great? What a great system that we have.
It's it's such a scam, dude. I mean, I'm glad you pointed that out, Tim. It is such a scam, right? I'm going to
So
approve millions of dollars for an NGO. Biden loses, and then I get, a $500,000 salary from the NGO that I scammed got the $10 million over there. I mean, it's just
exactly.
incredible. Our
Only in
country is
America.
it's so screwed up, man. The fraud is just unbelievable. The grift and the fraud, and it's all sides. It's just not them. The Republicans are part of it too. I tell you what I'm
Yeah.
tired
Oh
of.
yeah.
Before we get to college baseball, I am so sick of these Epstein files. I mean, didn't they just release them all? Now they're complaining again. Ro Khan is out there, Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene. What on earth are they bitching about now? They're all released. Like, what are they complaining about now? Do you have any idea?
Yeah. Let them bitch. Let them release
What are they
all the
complaining
files
about? They're
because
all released.
this new batch that came out over the weekend indicted Mom Danny's mother. All
What
of a
did she?
sudden, here's the new glamour boy, the new projected socialist mayor of America, Mom Danny. Free buses, free housing, free food, free government stores. What's his mom doing in the Epstein file?
What did they say she was doing in there? What was she doing?
She makes movies. So this is another California scripted. This is movies. This is part of the money, part of the education of America now. Teachers don't teach; they teach radicalization, riots, and revenge. So she's making movies. They fund the movies. She's all intertwined in the Epstein funnel to eradicate America. That's what it exposed. So now all of a sudden people are starting to wonder about Mom Danny. Like, you lived with your mother. You lived in her basement. She's making movies to radicalize things. It was paid for by Epstein's crowd. the openings were all Epstein's crowd. What the hell's going on? So anyway, he had a lot of explaining to do on Sunday. That's for sure.
All right, Tim. Well, baseball season, it is February 3rd. Baseball season opens. D1 baseball, college baseball opens in 10 days. 10 days from today on Friday, the 13th of all places. Might open a day
Sure.
earlier in for the Mormons for BYU if they're home because they can't play on Sunday. But it is opening in 10 days. University of Maryland is going to Wilmington, North Carolina. So I'm going to be there after I get back from Iowa. I'm going straight there, and we're going to see. But we're there. We're right there. Then I think we're going. Then I think they play home or something. But then the next weekend we're going to Lafayette, Louisiana, and then the next weekend to Troy, Alabama, which I don't even know where that is. Where is that? Mobile or something?
I have no.
I have no
I
idea.
have no
Somebody
idea.
text me, where's Troy and how do I get there? I have no idea where it is.
Well,
Whether I go or not.
there's no better fun. There's no better fun than to go to a baseball game with John Fredericks. You don't talk politics. I never did. John, did I talk any politics when I
Not
was
once.
there watching
No,
baseball with you?
we don't allow it.
That's right.
Not once.
And it was a good old-fashioned fun, and the people are nice, the parents are nice, and it was a lot of fun. Because I went through it with volleyball. So, yeah, I'm excited for Joe. I think he's going to do great. I
He's
love
gonna have
your
a great.
story. That's the
He's gonna
best
have a
story.
great season. He's gonna have a great season. He's pitched
the-
extraordinarily well in the winter. He just had
Yeah.
another good outing on Sunday. They're inside obviously, but it was thrown against live batters. But everything right now is working for him. So we'll see.
Great. I mean, it's the best story. I love your story when you say, "Hey, son, how come you don't get excited when you strike the batter out?" And you're like, "Dad, I go in for one batter. That's my job. I'm supposed to strike him out, and then they pull me out and put in another pitcher. That's what I do." So the kid has clarity. He knows exactly what he's
He
doing.
does have clarity.
I love it.
Like he can close the game out with guys on base, and there's no emotion. Everybody's jumping up and down. He just walks into the dugout, puts his mitt down. I mean, that's it. So
Yeah.
he's certainly got
That's awesome.
he's got the mindset for what he does now it's say what he does in college. Now it's what you do for a living when you get the NIL money. I mean, that's like your job now. He's also got a 4.0 average in the first semester at Maryland, which is it's no diss on West Virginia, but it's a little bit harder. You actually have to go to
I
class
mean,
and stuff.
yeah, Maryland, well-established college. They all are. They're well-established.
Right.
You put him on Grants. Joe is going to be your closer for Grants. Joe and Grants. Okay, trust me.
I should
Put
think
Joe
about
on Grant.
that. Yeah, put him on grants. Let's see what happens. All right, Tim. Good to talk to you. Always good to catch up. Maybe we'll catch a ball game sometime around this spring as we get a little bit.
I'm retired.
Well, you could go anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere, right?
That's right. I'm retired.
We'll have
As
to.
soon as I'm done cleaning out my garage, I'm on the road, man.
We'll
I'm free.
invite you.
I'm
We'll
free.
invite you up to the district and take you to dinner. And we'll see a couple of home games. All right.
All right.
All right, bud. Take care. Let's get to Cindy in the great state of Pennsylvania. Line 3. Cindy, you are live.
Hello. I called to talk to you about voter ID.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay. I don't know how they do that because it can't be a license because would you say 17 states are giving illegals license. So it can't be an ID. Now, when I worked at a local store here, I used to write hunting license out, and the Amish, we have a lot of Amish around, they had a state ID card for getting a hunting license. So, maybe the federal government has to do something like that, and there's a master list that the polling places have to get into. But I don't know if there's enough time to do it before the midterms.
Well,
I don't know.
what Chip Roy is trying to do with this bill, which passed in the House, is before you register someone to vote, they have to prove that they are a U.S. citizen. And when they get a driver's license, you don't have to be a citizen, but you do have to check a box. But he wants you, before you register to vote, that you prove that you are a citizen of the United States and eligible to vote. I mean, it's a simple thing. That's all you have to do. And of course, the Democrats will never pass it because then they can't cheat. And if they can't cheat, how are they going to win? So this is the
But
dilemma that we have.
with documents, like what
Uh,
documents? Like, is everybody going to have to get their birth certificate out, or?
let me see what he says. I actually did download that. The bill requires individuals to provide documentary proof of U.S. citizenship when registering to vote. It prohibits states from accepting and processing a voter registration application unless the applicants present that proof. Um, it says critics argue it creates serious barriers. Approximately 146 million citizens do not possess a valid passport, and as many as 70 million women who change their names after marriage may not have a birth certificate, so that's what they want, matching their legal name. So legal experts say that states could ease this potential hurdle by accepting secondary documents like a legal decree of a name change or a marriage certificate, but it might not fix the issue for all married people. Enforcement. The bill allows for a private right of action against an election official who registers an applicant without proper citizenship documentation and establishes criminal elements to that. So the bill's got teeth, passed in the House. So the House thought it was fine along with four Democrats, and it went to the Senate where all good bills do to die because they can't get 60 votes because they don't have the balls, sorry to say that, early, Cindy, to pass the filibuster, to get rid of the filibuster rule. So that's where the whole thing
Well,
stands.
in Pennsylvania, we just had to do that real ID, and when I got married and changed my name, I had to get a document from the county where I was married, and that was part of the proof I had to show. And that's all fine and good. Like, I agree with that, but you can't get people to come out and vote now. I don't know how you're going to do that, but I don't understand why they can't federalize it and just they know if you're a citizen because they're taxing you. Like, why not send a card to everybody from the federal government that you're a legal citizen?
Well, they should be
Like,
able to
I
do
just don't
something.
think
I
it's
mean,
going to
look,
work.
we don't want like national IDs where everybody can get tracked, which is where the United Kingdom's going with this. But I think that the intent here is to stop voting fraud, and the I think the president's got it right. I mean, the fraud in these states is rampant. It's just rampant. They figured out how to cheat, harvest ballots, the whole thing, get illegals to vote, get illegals in the census. They figured the whole thing out, and we're incapable we seem incapable of battling it. Now, we were successful in 24, but that was a massive effort, and then it just fell back. It fell back. All the work that we did on that bus tour with Ashley Walukovich, who was the state director for Pennsylvania, in focusing on early voting. And we had a target number, and we exceeded it by 1%. We needed 36, we got 37, right? We worked our tail off on it. Trump won Pennsylvania, one of the election, in my opinion. And then as soon as it was over, they all reverted back. And then there was a Senate election there, and they couldn't get anybody to early vote because they just dropped it. That's the problem we've got. We're not taking it seriously, and it shows up in these early special elections, Cindy. So, anything
Well,
else?
I don't know. I don't know how to solve the problem, but like I have some members of my family that are really big into the Democratic Party, and like you just can't talk to them. And like if I get too into stuff, they say, "Well, we'll just agree to disagree." But the thing is, like, they won't watch your show. They won't watch any of the conservative shows. They just probably watch CNN and that, and they're not telling them the truth. And it's too bad because they're on those, is it called the FCC airways, that the Republicans get some really good commercials with some pinpointing some big things. Like, she doesn't even believe all those people came over the border because she never saw it on the channel she watched. Like, I don't know what the answer is, but even voter ID, I think is great, and I think it should be done. I just don't know how it's going to be done if it can't be with a license because they're giving illegals license too. So,
Well,
just
we
my
we
opinion. I
gotta
don't know.
listen. We gotta figure this out because the voting
Yeah.
The cheating on elections, the Democrats have got it down to an art form. I mean, they really understand
Yeah.
now how to steal these elections, and as soon as they codify it, we're done. I mean, we'll never win again.
Yeah.
Trump said it yesterday on
I know.
Bongino. He
Yeah.
nailed it. We'll never win again. They'll win every
Yeah.
election
I'm
in
afraid
the
that's
history of
what's
man.
happening.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yeah. I think
So
that's what's happening.
we don't have a
I
lot
just
of
wanted to tell
time.
you, my husband came and saw you in Punxsutawney when you were on that bus tour. So
Well,
Punxsutawney.
good.
So
That's good. Well,
yeah.
thank you for coming.
So
Thank you for doing
oh
that.
yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for your show.
Well, next week we're leaving Sunday for Iowa, so that's going to be fun. It's cold there. We're going to get a little feel of what's going on. I'm determined to get out more in 2026, out to different states and have the bus tour. I want to go to New Hampshire. I want to go to Maine. Because the problem with sitting here in DC, I mean, it's fun here. It's fun to go to the White House every day. But here's the risk. You live inside a bubble. You live inside a sphere. You talk to the same people over and over, those within your network. And, and here's what got me. Neil McCabe, who's at the White House now, I think with a long friend of mine with REV for a while. He's on a temporary assignment. Said to me, I haven't been here in 10 years. I come back 10 years later, I see the same people right here on the lawn saying the same things. I go to the briefing room, it's the same people. And it dawned on me that if you don't get out, you lose perspective. And you end up kind of at the DC inside baseball, which I'm determined not to do. I want to stay here. I want to be part of it. I want to be able to ask the president questions. I want to go to the press briefings. I have tremendous access. I can get to anybody because of my reputation. But if you don't get out, you run the risk of becoming part of it. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, well, my husband's involved in the Republican committee here, and we find the same thing. You invite people to your local picnics and stuff, and our representatives are there. Glenn Thompson's there. Like Stacey Garrity's coming next week, and they won't come. It's always the same people. I don't know how you break that.
that's the problem. Okay, Cindy, I got to roll.